Last year, I started a journey in Florida following the East Coast Greenway Trail from Jacksonville to Fort Lauderdale. This was prior to retirement, so I had to get back for work, but ending at that point left a feeling of unfinished business inside, and I was determined to return someday to continue on to Key West. And that day is today. Boarding Amtrak in Delaware with my bike tucked away in the baggage car, I'm on a journey to Miami with a stop in Jacksonville to pick up my buddy Thomas.
How you doing?
It'll be awesome to leave behind February temperatures in the upper 30s for a week of sunshine in the 70s.
The adventure begins. Yep. Traffic is just heinous, unbelievable.
So we have to get through here.
All right, my heart is just back to beating normally. That had to have been the most stressful section of traffic I've ever dealt with. You know, people often say, hey, would you post your route? No, I won't post my route because I wouldn't wish that section on my worst enemy. I thought I was gonna die about 20 times right there. That's a bummer. Gravel roads. This is the fulfillment of like a childhood dream. I've always wanted to see the Everglades, and we're on the edge, but far enough in that this is, wow, it's just, well, you'll see in the video, it's beautiful. These canals were constructed years and years ago to help control flooding throughout the area. The problem is it diverted kind of the natural flow of water, and it started to dry up parts of the Everglades. Anyway, it absolutely beautiful. Gosh, this is gorgeous. I don't know if I picked up the truck. There was a woman in a truck and part of the construction crew. And she basically started by saying we need to turn around and go back. And I don't know, maybe my look of shock, she relented and said, well, I'll let you through now, but that would not have been good. I think we're about 30 miles in, maybe, somewhere around. We got another 10 before we get to the highway. Yeah, that would not have been good. Anyway, we're off the really bumpy section and on a more smoother gravel road. This is really great. So I guess you can see her back there. We kind of pulled off thinking she wanted to get around us, and she pulled over and she said, no, I'm riding behind you to make sure you get out of here okay. I don't know what to think of that. Something's telling me we're not supposed to be here.
tree line is.
I'd like to introduce Thomas the felon.
I did it.
I am also a felon, apparently.
We are guilty.
This sign, no trespassing, shall be guilty of a felony. Oh my gosh.
Wow.
They did not, just for the record, they had no signs on the north part. So that's why we had a personal escort. We lost her back there, but we got an escort out of here.
We got the way.
That's right, we got
it, we made it.
We are escaped felons. That sign is just good advice in general. Don't tease alligators. Headwind. All right, good morning. Day 2. We're headed out to Shark Valley Loop. So we're actually gonna go right back out the highway we came in yesterday. And except we're gonna, instead of staying on the highway, we're gonna try to hit a gravel trail, levee trail off to the side. So that'll be great, more gravel. So we were over on that highway yesterday, that's 41, and they're doing a bunch of construction. So that was not fun riding yesterday. There was very, very little shoulder. So being on this gravel is just, wow, it's awesome today. Yeah, I guess these are homes. They got an awfully big backyard. Well, some of you might be old enough to remember this. 96 Value Jet flight. It crashed here in the Everglades. All right, well, for the record, we saw one alligator yesterday out on that remote section. I think we heard 2 or 3 others, because what the alligators do is they sun themselves on the banks of the levee, And then, of course, when someone comes along, they dive into the water. You can hear this huge splash. But I caught a glimpse of one diving into the water yesterday, so. But I was told we're gonna see alligators today. We might even see them on the trail. I'm gonna see them at a good distance. No going up and touching a tail. You're not supposed to do that anyway, so. Public service announcement. Don't touch an alligator's tail. All right, let's dive in. Okay, I am going to be short and sweet because despite the Everglades being absolutely beautiful, the history of the Everglades is mired in controversy. A Floridian friend of mine said that if you want to start a bar fight, there's a short list of topics that are sure to get you punched in the face. And the Everglades is one of them. Sugarcane industry is another one. Disney's another one. So I don't want to get punched in the face. Ride Along Adventures is a channel about peace and love, goodness, not bar fights. So what can we say about the history of the Everglades? Well, the Everglades prior to the 1900s were as much as 2.5 times larger than they are today. So why did they shrink? Well, a lot of reasons. Some is the age-old tension between developers and conservationists. And I'm not going to go there. It is what it is. Disney World. Disney World was once swampland, marshland. And well, anyway, so one of the confusing parts is to detail where the Everglades actually are. And we just talked to a lady back at the visitor center who clarified for us that Everglade National Park is kind of draw a line westward from Miami and then go south. That's the Everglades, that's the park. But the Everglades are really, there's a Native American word that I'm not even going to try to pronounce that means river of grass. And this out here, this is actually a really slow moving river of water that starts almost all the way up near Orlando and flows southward. So what happened? Well, they built roads. And if you've ever come across Alligator Alley or Tamiami Trail, look, it cut off the flow. It went right through the river, the slow-moving river. The other thing that happened was there were hurricanes. And look, these hurricanes were awful. And they flooded areas, and we're not talking about property damage. We're talking about thousands of people were killed. So they started building these dikes and canals to try help the flow of water. But when you built these canals, again, it choked off the natural flow of water, and certain parts of the Everglades were destroyed. They were parched, and yeah, so a lot has been done since mid-50s, early 60s to begin restoring the Everglades. Yep. All right, we're only a few miles in and we've already seen 2 of them sunning here on the side with people, in my opinion, standing way too close. I couldn't do that. I need a big distance there. Oh, there's another one. Oh my gosh, yeah, there's 2 of them. There's one floating in there. Wow. we came down that trail, and now we're gonna head out on that trail to go back. All right, I'm gonna stop taking pictures of alligators on the side of the trail. They're everywhere. If you have a phobia of alligators, this might not be the trail for you. Although they are just resting comfortably alongside the trail, but no thank you. That is a great loop. So that's 15 miles. Just beautiful. As you can see, this is a popular destination. We're leaving, but when we pulled in, there were only 2 cars in front of us. Reasons I think I've been enamored over the years with authors and poets and lyricists is their ability and art of capturing the words around things. I'm gonna get back home and people are gonna say, how was your trip down the Everglades? And I'm gonna say, it was awesome. And then I'm gonna be done. Or I'll say it was absolutely gorgeous. Today was bucket list kind of experience. What a day.
here.
Yep.
So this is the first road. Now what
Yeah,
we
what are
want
you
to
guys
do,
gonna
we
do?
want to go.
Oh, do you flip into those?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Oh, I see. Great. So Kevin turned back. We're gonna keep going. Ah, heck of a nice guy. He drove down across the state. I don't want to disclose where he lives. Drove across state to come ride with us this morning. Nice guy. Fun time last night, sitting around swapping stories. So much fun. Yeah, I was thinking I should have a GoPro there and record those nights of just sitting there talking about where we've been and what we've seen. That is so much fun. All right, Jim. If you're watching this, I feel like I'm riding in Penang with you, buddy.
Jackson, we're at beach. Or something like that.
We got to stop for a minute to take in that we are soon going to be coming to the end of our gravel portion of this adventure. These levee trails are fantastic. They're a little rocky in some spots, but you know, we've been on gravel for almost 30 miles today, and wow, just fantastic. These canals are they're just endless. They just keep going. We're headed down into the other entrance to the Everglades. I don't know if we're gonna go deep in. I think we're just gonna stop at the visitor center and take a look, because we're gonna end up in Homestead, which is today another day, kind of like the other day. If we would have just gone straight to Homestead, it would have been like a little over 20 miles, but we want to see the area. So again, another day in the Everglades, just beautiful. We've had to climb some fences today. This is one that we don't have to. All right, bye-bye gravel. See you later. That was a panther sign. Look out for panthers. All right, pose one. 1, 2,
3, 4, 5.
Your head. I've been thinking all morning about the nature of friendship. I was sitting in a hotel lounge like 4 or 5 years ago, talking with a buddy of mine, a work associate. We were on a business trip, and he was lamenting how it's hard to make friends after a certain age. And I remember when that conversation came up, I was sort of scratching my head, like, really? So today, I was just thinking about, like, You know, when you're a little kid, go to kindergarten, and you sit across the table from some stranger. But you know what? He's got a purple crayon, and he's got raisins in his lunch. And you say, man, I love purple crayons and raisins. Let's be best friends. And you are. And you go home that day and you tell your parents, hey, my new best friend, his name's Bob, and he likes purple crayons and raisins. And then you snap your fingers, and next thing you know, you're like Bob's best man. And then you snap your fingers again, and you're 57. And you meet somebody named Kevin or Thomas or Steve or Amy or Cheryl or Melissa or Russell or Gordon. I shouldn't have started mentioning names. I'm going to Ruth. How could I forget you, Ruth? Anyway, you're sitting across the cafeteria, you're 57, and they say, I love biking. And you go, you love biking? I love biking. Let's be best friends. I don't know, it's like, is it all that different? Is it hard to make friends? I don't know. I've said it before. I think there is a kinship among cycling folks that is, yeah, what is that? Okay, friendship and kinship. That's a different word. You know, this guy Kevin today, I mean, you know, Thomas and I have ridden together now 3 times. Ah, he's an old friend. You know, here's Kevin. I've spent what? Less than cumulatively, what, 2 days maybe, Kevin? I view Kevin as a friend, a kinship. Anyway, I'm really thankful for that. That's one thing on this YouTube channel that I'm so grateful for. I've met so many cool people, fun people, and I'm sorry if I didn't mention your name. I don't take offense. It's been one of the most enjoyable parts. I really do love emails from people, comments on videos. I love hearing people's experiences, because it really is, it does feel like a community or a family. Man, that sounds cliche, but it's so true. All right, well, we are making our way to Homestead right now. We're gonna stop at some juice stand, Robert's fruit stand, and then we're gonna make our way to an Airbnb for the evening. Indescribable day today. So beautiful. Great weather, incredible scenery, fantastic. Robert is here. You ever want to know what a key lime looks like? Okay, this place has a lot of exotic fruit I've never seen before. Here's one, a cherimoya. Banana milkshake.
I got that wrong.
Good morning. So today is going to be another first. The Everglades were the first, never been. It was awesome. And today we're making our way down to the Keys. Never been. Really looking forward to it. Although I understand that the first few miles of this are going to be a little stressful, so we'll see. All right, have we been Googled? We keep seeing these. There must be a story behind every one of these. Hey, morning, morning. Morning. Awesome. Awesome. You know, long stretches like this, there's no better thing to do than today's history centers around a figure that I think if you read about Florida, you're gonna read this name immediately. Henry Flagler. Henry Flagler was born in 1830. And the first half of his life is a history lesson all by itself. He and a work associate named John D. Rockefeller started a little company called Standard Oil. And Flagler made a massive fortune. And at the tender age of 52, decided to retire. But as you'll see, well, some people do great things in retirement, and then some people are a bum and just ride their bike. No. Some people just ride their bike. I'm no bum. Anyway, sorry. Around the same time, his wife became ill, and the doctors suggested that they might do better in the Florida climate. So they moved down to, I think it was the Jacksonville area. And you might say, why Jacksonville? Well, you know, late 1800s, Florida was not many people living here. There's small cities. There were only 3 or 4 cities over 10,000 people. I mean, it was not it's what, the 3rd most populated state now? Well, he moved down, and I think, as is the case with a lot of people with entrepreneurial spirit, he wanted to buy into the hotel resort type system, and as I understand it, it was hard. He couldn't. So he built the massive Ponce de Leon Hotel, which is now Flagler College or something. And then he bought a little rail line. And over the course of the next many years, he was a pretty smart guy. He would extend the rail line down the coast, and then he'd build more resorts, and then extend the rail line and build more resorts. If you've ever seen the breakers in Palm Beach, that's one of his also. Well, he gets all the way to Miami and looks out over the water and realizes there's Key West. And we'll talk about Key West later, but Key West was a big town. It was a hub for lots of shipping, you know, all over the Bahamas and New Orleans. And well, and around that time there were rumblings they were going to build the Panama Canal. So pretty smart guy, he said, hey, let's extend the rail line out to Key West. And of course, the media and the public in general said this guy's insane. It reads very much like the history of the Erie Canal. In fact, they even called it Flagler's Folly. It was an insane idea. Impossible. And so, well, he built what was called the Overseas Railway, or rail line. And we'll talk more about that when we get to it. But it involved massive new technology. And of course, hurricanes came through and almost stopped the construction, I think 2 or 3 times. But he lived to, what, like 83 years old, 85 years old? He lived to see its opening. So there you go, Henry Flagler, quite a person. Big history. I'm talking history, and Thomas is riding. As I was doing that, he kept getting further and further ahead of me, so now I gotta speed up to catch him. Let's get a picture. Yes! Rock and roll. All right, if you don't like traffic or narrow lanes, they stress you out, just fast forward a little bit. You're probably not going to want to watch this. That wasn't terrible. You know, there's a few ways to get over to Key West. 2 ways? A few ways. You can go over Highway 1, which is, I think, the way the East Coast Greenway takes you, which has a bike lane, but lots of traffic. And the route we're going, no bike lane, but there's very little traffic. Even though I've been surprised at how fast people have been passing us, but anyway, we got extra time because we allowed ourselves a little cushion to kind of go off the main roads and explore a little bit. So, morning! It's pretty simple. 1 turn, Key Largo. By the way, if I didn't say so, that's where we're headed today, is Key Largo. All right, let's go. All right, a couple frequently asked questions. First one is a frequently asked question about frequently asked questions. Can you get your head wrapped around that? And that question is, how many times do I get a question before I call it frequently asked? And I'm gonna go with 10. Someone asks me a question, not someone. If I get asked a question more than 10 times, it's pretty simple. I put it on a list. I got a document on my phone. I think there's probably about 50 questions on there right now. And then every so often, I look at it and think, yeah, heck, I'll answer that today. But this morning, I got asked a question that was already on the list. And that was, what does your cockpit look like? I've never referred to it as a cockpit, but I will play along. And I'll be careful because there's still traffic. All right, where to begin? There's my bell. That's super exciting. This is my extender bar. And the reason I have the extender bar is really because of that. That's where my GoPro goes when I'm not holding it in my hand. And the reason I put it there is that the hoods get out of frame when it's extended just a little bit. So that's cool. There's a sheriff. There's my blinker. I got another one on the back. This is my handlebar bag. And I keep snacks, my first aid kit, bike lock. That's in there. This is my top tube bag. I have my phone, wallet. I store all the $1 million I make in YouTube every day. I stuff that in there. And then this is my water bottle overflow bag, but I don't think I've ever put a water bottle in there. That's like a catch-all kitchen drawer. And then, oh yeah, I got my mirror over here. I don't normally talk gear, I'm sorry, that probably wasn't terribly exciting. There you go. There is the cockpit. All right, I said earlier, if we would have just come straight down from Homestead, we would have come out at this intersection. But we didn't want to do that. Thomas has got the right idea. We're stopping for a drink. Woohoo! We've got rain today. All right, good morning. It is day, what is today? Is it day 4? I can't think. Anyway, we're going from Key Largo to Marathon. And we've had really, really great weather so far, but well, you know, you need a little rain every now and then. So there is some big time storms coming through, which we have dodged, but we will not be able to dodge today. But if we go fast enough, we might miss the really big storms that are gonna last for, looks like 3 or 4 hours or more. There's already a few drips. But our bikes are also really dirty, so it'll be awesome to get those cleaned up. So thinking on the bright side. lobster down here are like a totally different size. Sign said the Midway Cafe. 80 miles to Key West, and the other one was 80 miles to wherever. I don't know what the northern part there would be. Want some fun facts? For anybody that's new to this channel, listen, all I do is read and then I regurgitate. That would be a better name for this segment. Maybe I should come up with that. Read and regurgitate. So it's mostly accurate. So, okay, some fun facts about the Keys. They were first officially charted back in 1500s with Ponce de Leon, who is intertwined with Florida history from the very beginning. And, well, there are anywhere, I read, between 800 and 1,600 islands. That's a pretty wide range. I'm sure that depends on the definition of island. Morning. So anyway, they're divided in a lot of different ways. There's the upper, middle, and lower Keys. There are inhabited and uninhabited islands in the Keys. And of course, they're in all different shapes and sizes. So the word Keys, the name is kind of a bastardization of a Spanish word, cayo, which means small island. And so anyway, there you go. Today there's about 75,000 people that live in the Keys. A third of them live in Key West. What else to say? Yeah, I was reading this last night. It's kind of funny. The economy in the, well, 1800s was, a lot of it was based on shipwrecks. And when I first read that, I thought, oh, people will go out and pillage a shipwreck. And no, it's, ships would come through. It was dangerous. And they would help salvage shipwrecks. And then as shipping got better, I'm sorry, Thomas stopped, so I will slow down a little bit. As the charts got better and shipping got better, the article said that the area went into kind of an economic depression because, well, they had fewer shipwrecks. Today there's still a lot of commercial fishing. Hi, morning. Commercial fishing, and so I'm sorry, this is probably hard to watch. He stopped. Maybe I better turn around. I'll just slow really down. Thomas is a good rider. You know, I generally do between like 12 and 14 miles an hour. Thomas is more like a 15 to 17 or more rider. So I've been training. I feel like this has been training this week so far. Thomas was just explaining to me, I should have had him record this. Those are called frigate birds, and they never land. They eat, even sleep, in the air. The only time they land is to nest. Ain't nature cool?
To wrap up the history of this railroading marvel, it was completed in 1912, but, well, it never quite achieved what it was expected to. The Great Depression put a damper on travel and tourism, and quite frankly, people weren't quite sure what to do about it until it was destroyed by the 1935 Labor Day hurricane. Afterwards, it was rebuilt into a highway, which proved to be far more popular in attracting tourism and trade. Nevertheless, many sections of the old path remain today and are converted into fishing piers and paths for pedestrians and cyclists.
Believe we dodged the rain today. I really can't. That's incredible. It's gonna hit tonight, but we're not gonna be on the bikes. Amazing. So we're like a mile from our end for today in Marathon, and good ride. Really nice ride. How you doing today? It is a blustery morning here in Marathon. Storm yesterday was huge. Wow. It rained kind of off and on all day, even through the night. I want to say about maybe midnight, I woke up and the rain was beating against the window like, it was incredible. So it kicked up a lot of wind. Got a really good headwind here this morning. Good headwind, is that what you call it? It's one of those days when you just gonna have to put your head down, pedal away. Well, we are eventually gonna make it to Key West. We're stopping tonight short of Key West. Well, for a big surprise. If you subscribe to big surprise. I'm not going to spoil it. I was going to say what it was, but I'm not going to now. You gotta watch. But I promise you, guarantee you, it is worth it. All right, I can't talk and pedal in a headwind, so let's go. The start of the 7 Mile Bridge. Don't know how it got its name.
The 7 Mile Bridge was a technological wonder during its initial construction as part of Flagler's Overseas Railroad. It was wiped out by the Labor Day hurricane of 1935 and rebuilt for auto traffic afterward. Today's version is technically 6.8 miles, but who cares? And it was featured in Schwarzenegger's True Lies, which we hope doesn't happen today.
Roger, Line 01, you're clear to engage.
Nice couple. 75. Wow. Yeah, they were killing it.
You still have the pump ready to go.
I'm struggling to keep up with 75-year-old riders. All right, just wow. I don't know what else to say. That was 7 miles of very concentrated riding. Words can't describe that. Stay to the right. There's some there's some advice. Natural salt scrub. Sea spray plus a 30-mile-an-hour wind. My skin is going to be glowing tonight. famous people.
So many people are associated with the Florida Keys. Ernest Hemingway, Jimmy Buffett. Shel Silverstein, the author of books like The Giving Tree, lived here. But did you know that he was also a prolific songwriter? He wrote Johnny Cash's hit, A Boy Named Sue. 3 athletic legends call the Keys their home. David Robinson, the great NBA center, an all-around good person. Reds legend Bronson Arroyo with his awesome leg kick. But my personal favorite will forever be...
No way! Hey!
How's it going?
What a way to meet you.
The wind was really nice to push against. And then I've been out here like 2 hours waiting for you guys.
Oh, really? Oh my gosh.
Cycling too. So what's going on?
What can I say about meeting Diego? Sitting around listening to his stories firsthand was simply amazing. I've been watching Diego's channel for a long time, and he has inspired me throughout. And I'm happy to say he's even more friendly in person, if that were even possible.
What an incredibly wonderful person. He has got to be one of the most kind-hearted people. I feel kind of choked up saying goodbye to him. Wow. What a nice guy. It was so fun just to listen to stories, where he's been and where he's ridden. And stories are like a gift. You share your experiences, and you know, I think that's one of the beauty of YouTube videos, because it changes you. Anyway, sweet person. What a nice guy. Probably goes without saying, but I can't imagine you watch these videos and you're not a subscriber of his channel. But if not, wow, you should subscribe. He is so great at storytelling, and his videos they really inspire me. And you know, if you feel like it, go on Patreon and show him a little financial love as well. Good guy.
Yeah, it's that time in the ride where I start asking myself why I enjoy this so much. And you think after so many miles I'd have a good answer, but the fact is, for me, bicycle touring only grows more mysterious. Just as I'm always discovering new places to explore, I continue to uncover new thoughts and feelings about this beautiful world and our place in it. Adventures like this have a way of stripping us down to our core, showing us who we really are and who we might become, where we're inspired to go further, push harder, see more, and become better. Thanks for letting me share this experience with you. Best wishes, and I hope to see you out there soon.
After all these miles, Thomas and I are here. We want to get our picture taken at the, what is that thing called? Southernmost point you've seen in everybody's pictures. It's down there. But there's a big old line.
It's hard to get to.